Hi everyone, welcome back to Study Hat. In today's lesson, we're going to be looking at proofreading, spotting errors in writing. So when we're approaching this task, we should really be thinking about our spelling, our punctuation, and our grammar. We should be reading the sentences aloud to ensure that they make sense, or read them in our head if we're in an exam hall, and working through our process of elimination where we work left to right or top to bottom depending on how the options are laid out. As ever, look up any words that you don't understand in the dictionary. So let's have a look at a kind of question. What is wrong with the sentence below? The roads were blocked with cars and the drivers' faces looked hot and bothered. So we're going to be given a range of options. A, the apostrophe for roads is in the wrong place. B, there should not be an apostrophe in the word roads. C, there should not be an apostrophe in the word drivers. Or D, the apostrophe for drivers is in the wrong place. So in the options, it's clear that there are two places where there could be an error. So let's have a look at each of those words that are mentioned. So let's start with roads. So roads with apostrophe S is possessive. Okay, so it suggests that something belongs to the roads. Does something belong to the roads? To the road, rather? If you were saying the road's surface was full of holes, then it would make sense to have an apostrophe and an S there because it would be possessive. But here, doesn't seem that anything belongs to the roads, so it suggests that the apostrophe is misplaced. Let's have a look at the other option that has been mentioned, drivers, and check that. So the apostrophe comes after the S, and a possessive apostrophe will come after an S if the noun is plural. So here we can see the driver's faces. Yes, it is plural, so it makes sense for the apostrophe to be after the S. If it was one driver, then the apostrophe would have to be between the R and the S. But here we can see that it is in the right place. So from our options, which are a little confusing when they're meant to confuse us, we need to pick out the right one. So the apostrophe for roads is in the wrong place. That would suggest that roads still needs an apostrophe, so it's not that. There should not be an apostrophe in the word roads. Yes, it is that, B, because there should be an apostrophe in the word drivers, and the apostrophe for drivers is not in the wrong place. So we know that the answer is B. Let's have a look at another type of question, and this question is going to be testing us on heterographs. If you can recall, heterographs are a type of homophone, and a heterograph is a word that sounds the same as another word, but is spelt differently. Identify what is wrong with the sentence below. The weather was so bad on the weekend that everyone was told to remain inside their homes. It wasn't how the children had imagined spending their weekend. Let's have a look at the options. The apostrophe for wasn't is in the wrong place. The apostrophe for there is in the wrong place. The writer has used there incorrectly. The writer has used there incorrectly. There we are. Our heterographs, and they sound the same, there and there. So let's have a look at the three places that have been identified in the options. So their homes. They were told to remain inside their homes. Wasn't, and then their weekend time. So there is a contraction of they are. So if we read that sentence, the weather was so bad on the weekend that everyone was told to remain inside they are homes. When we've expanded the contraction, it doesn't make sense. So that is immediately standing out to us. And we can also see that the apostrophe is in the right place because the apostrophe replaces the missing letter. And in this case, the missing letter is A. Now let's have a look at the second word that was flagged up. Wasn't is a contraction of was not. Yes. Again, we can see that the apostrophe is in the right place because the apostrophe is replacing the letter O. And then finally, the last there means that it belongs to them. So it does belong to them. It's their weekend time. So that one is accurate. So let's go back to our options and think which one of these tells us what is wrong with the sentence. The writer has used there incorrectly. Yes. That is the option. The writer has used there incorrectly. So when you're doing these kind of proofreading tasks, which are really useful for your own writing, make sure that you look through the options, apply those to the sentence or the sentences, and then work from there and think, do I know this is correct? What might be incorrect about it? So that's it for today's lesson. don't forget to have a go at the quiz right after this, and I'll see you in the next video.